Alright, so this is my water heater. Always pull that when you go to work on your water heater or trip the breaker. This is the surge tank, which should be at your same operating pressure as your house supply. And you should always check the pressure before you put it back in service, but you got to make sure you have no water or no water pressure on it when you do check the pressure on it. That's the isolation valve for the cold side coming in. And what I did was to speed up the draining process, was I put a T in there and did a 3/4 inch ball valve and 3/4 inch ball valve. This is for solar, to add on solar on a later date, and this is to drain it easier. This is the drain. This is the drain that actually came out, and as you can see, there is not much area for stuff to come out of that. And you can look at my other tank that I'll show you in a little bit as that as well. So, and then this is the hot going into the house, and this is cold. So, in theory, this will go to the solar collector, and it will be returned down there going into the tank. And of course, this is your pressure relief, and it's not really straight because the manufacturer didn't want to tweak that a little bit more because it might break it on the inside. And so it's terminated, racked in, verified for leaks. And one thing I did on this, when I put in this copper tubing, I pinned this up top here, and I put a piece of tin foil in there so none of the flux or solder will actually get into the threads and the surface where this meets on the coupling. And I did this on the bench because if you soldered this, it would melt the paint dope or the gunk. So I did the ceramics and did a T brass. This is all brass. You always want to use brass on portable water system or stainless, or you have the approved galvanic correction. This is a CPVC system, so there really is no galvanic protection, but we'll see what the guy says when I come for inspection. And going to the other tank, this is the tank that failed, and it's a GE tank. The other tank was a Whirlpool, and it had a pinhole leak right there, and of course sprayed on the electrode and melted everything. But you can see that this is the drain on this tank, and the holes aren't very big to drain it, and there's some gunk in there. When I took it out, you really can't see anything in there now because it's all dried up, but when you look into the tank, I don't know if you can see anything in the tank or not, but there's a lot of debris sitting in the bottom of the tank, and I have flushed this tank out. So these drains do not work well. Now come with it. Of course, that goes in there, and then that goes in there, and you have your collar. That's how it goes into the bottom of your drain. But so we'll see what the inspector has to say with it, and so I hope this helps you modifying your water heater for solar. And one thing I did, and this is a raised elevation, is I caulked all the way around the side in case I did have a water leak. Of course, it would drain in the pan and drain out the discharge, which I verified that it does drain properly. And in case it overflowed, it would flood the garage and not flood your house. So that's another thing that is dependent on your particular setup. So hope this helps. All right, bye.